All right. Everybody, how's it going? Just hanging out. We're gonna get rolling here in just a few minutes. There we go. Test 1 2. All right. All right, let's get some background stuff happening here.
Most segregated institution in America is the church. 11 o'clock on segregated institution in America. The most racist institutions are the churches. Hate all the time, teaching people to hate one another. I've got to find out who's willing to say the truth. It's only right that I get somebody to be like I am. I want you to be like me. I don't want you to worship me. I want you to be like I am. I want you to become what I am. I want you to enjoy the fearlessness that I have, the courage that I have, the compassion that I have, the love that I have, the all-encompassing mercy that I am. I want you to be what I am and something greater. I want you to give you more than I have. I want you to be greater than I am. And if you don't want to go this route, then go to hell where you want to, but don't bother me.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing, man?
Blech.
Was
Just
tech
about.
was technology fighting you?
Yeah, it's my computer is well. First we had streaming issues, like everybody in the house was streaming, watching sports and shit.
Ah,
So I couldn't get a good connection, so I tried to use my phone as a hotspot, and then that didn't work too well. And then everything seemed to crash, so I restarted my computer, and that takes for flipping ever. So should be good now.
cool.
Yeah, looks like I'm on the YouTube too.
Yep, you're on the YouTubes.
YouTube. Hello, everybody.
We got Gao in their house.
Gao. What's up, Gao?
Man, see, I think Gao was actually short for something. Wasn't like Igadinin Gao. I don't know. I'm sure he. Can you spell that? I don't.
Not without another tongue.
All right. Cool. So I added just a couple things to our notes today, and
See that?
I got the tunes all lined up. We'll be ready to go. Yep,
Good.
that's it.
Sweet.
Yeah, and hey, a shout out to our good friend Jason Seashore. He actually did a shout out for our podcast on Facebook. I was going to ask, can you see that when he posted that? Because if you're not friends with him, I don't know if you can see when he posted the Thrash Report link. You know what I'm saying? But you're an admin for Thrash Report, so you should be able to see it, right?
Where was that at?
It was on Facebook. Um,
I maybe missed it, or I don't know.
There it is. No, it was really cool. He gave us a good shout out. Said that metal nerds, we should go listen to the Thrash Report. So that was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, gave props because we talked about was it Ether Realm last week? That power metal band. So it was kind of cool that he gave that a go.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right.
Igadiningao. See, I don't know what that means, and I don't know if that's just his name. I don't know. Well, you've had it for what, 30 years now? What was... All right.
And it's Gao X.
That's right.
Gao 10.
That's right. Sorry, we're running a little late. This episode, I had children with car trouble. You had computer problems, but we got it resolved. We're all good.
Yeah, ready for some metal.
Yeah, dude. Let's go ahead and get rolling.
Yeah.
Let me jump over to my notes quick. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot. Oh, man. Hold on.
Got a special guest coming up a little later, too.
Later, another episode, you mean? Or like later tonight? What?
Later,
Did I miss
later tonight.
What?
Later tonight, yep.
Oh my God. Dude, surprises are awesome. I love surprises.
Yeah, let me finish getting it set up while we're...
Oh, that's right. It was a PC Engine game. I remember that now.
All right.
I forgot I got to get my
shit together.
Yes, I got to get this this app up running because this is new that we're doing this live audio. But man, I got to tell you, oh my gosh, it saves so much time in editing. Holy crap!
Cool. I'm going to record too.
Ooh,
May I have
nice.
permission? Here comes Slayer.
All right. So we'll just go like this, and we'll go ahead and do this. Welcome to episode 64 of the Thrash Report. This is for October 12th, 2021. This is your weekly music commentary podcast where we discuss all things metal and heavy music. My name is Chris. Thank you everyone for joining, and thank you for listening. Joining me, my co-host, Jim Osborne. Jim, what's going on?
Let freedom ring with the shotgun blast, Chris. How are you?
Yeah, dude, I'm doing well. It was like we said, we were kind of running down to the wire here to get rolling today, but we have made a commitment that we're going to record every Tuesday, and we will have new episodes up every Thursday morning. So even if you don't catch us live Thursday morning, you'll have a new episode of the Thrash Report every single week, and it's going to be awesome. So
yeah, we will do our best.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, once I can start outsourcing all this stuff to the Philippines, then yeah, well, hopefully that'll get easier.
Yeah, sounds good.
Dude, so we got some headlines. We got a couple new releases. Again, some new concerts that we're going to be talking about. And I think I'm going to get some tickets coming up here too. I like your Today in the Day selection. Gave that a whirl. Pretty awesome, dude. It starts out just in your face, man. And I'm going back in the day. We're going to go back to 1992. And again, this is a very impressionable time for me. That was the year that I graduated high school. So yeah, and I'm trying to see where. I don't know where to do that.
Okay. I got a little side talk going here, but yeah.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yep, I can drop it to you in Google Drive after too.
Cool, that works. So 1992. Right. So you got 6 years on me. I was 98.
All right, right on, dude. Andy's in the room. Dude, hey. Albums with Andy. Nice to see you, buddy.
Former guest of ours.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to the show.
And I am. This is a formal invitation to Gao that you are welcome to come on the episode. But 91 was better. Okay.
Always on the run.
We
gotta get a soundbite of Jesse James Dupree from Jackal, like this chainsaw thing, like "Welcome to the show."
We have to do that. Yes. No, he's not. Start pelting bottles at Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Well, let's actually. So you started out with this with a Machine Head lyric.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and kick in the headlines. What do we got, man?
So about 30 years ago, not to the day, but very close to 30 years ago, Rob Flynn from Machine fucking Head was at a Metallica show, obviously on the Black Album tour, and he realized I need to start a band. So that band was Machine Head, 30 years strong today or now. So happy 30th Machine Head, one of my all-time favorites in my top 5. Love them. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And we also have a great video on the playlist. Again, you can go follow our channel on YouTube. You'll get notifications every episode. We have a YouTube playlist with everything that we talk about. And we're going to have a lot more videos popping up there as we go. But
shorts.
But what's really awesome is that we actually have in this video, we have tons of people that are wishing happy 30th to Rob and Machine Head, which is kind of cool, including the great Kerry King.
So, I hear congratulations are in order for my friends in Machine Head. Apparently, it's 30 years, which is quite an achievement. Not a lot of bands get there. We did, and then we quit too early. Fuck us. I know, fuck me. I hate fucking not playing.
Yeah, so I guess Kerry King and Rob Flynn get along now. I know they've had some spats in the past or just childish little name calling shit back and forth, but must be over it. Good for them. Let's all get along.
That's right. Let's do it.
Yeah, so lots of cool stuff in that video. Members of Metallica there, and yeah, we love Machine Head. Got the old shirt on today.
Nice.
Year of the Dragon Tour. I don't
That's
even
awesome.
remember the year.
That's one thing, I do not have a Machine Head shirt.
I had a hoodie in high school. It was just black, but it had their like diamond shape.
Yeah.
This thing, just in yellow. Then on the back, on the bottom, it said Machine Head. But I outgrew it. I got bigger.
No.
Yeah. Way back then, though, not like fat bigger. Like I matured a little in high
Okay.
school and doesn't fit so well anymore. So
That's funny. And then I was actually debating, I was talking about this with my kid earlier. I was debating whether or not we talk about this next article, because it's actually so hilarious. Like it's just, but why don't you go ahead and dive into this next story?
yeah. In satanic panic / stupid parent news, we've got a school principal and who's also an Iron Maiden fan under fire for quote allegiance to satanic practices because she posted pictures of her before an Iron Maiden show, obviously with Iron Maiden shirts or banners, and another picture I think of Eddie 666 on her dashboard or something. So there's this, I don't want to call it a big uproar because it's not that big compared to what happened afterwards, but yep, people trying to get this principal relocated. And she's in Ontario, I believe. Eden High School in St. Catharines, Ontario. And so there's a petition going around and there have been 500 people to sign it to remove her, which 500 might sound like a lot of people, but then there's a counter act that has about 20,000 signatures in support of her. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm sure a lot of them are metalheads and people that know her, but there's probably a lot of people that just think what these parents are doing is stupid and want to show some support. So she'll keep her job, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just
ridiculous.
I mean, I think about that, right? And okay, I could, well, not that I was gonna say I could easily be a teacher, but let's just say, but really not. But let's just say I'm a teacher, right? I'm a Maiden fan. And so even on my social outside of school, people are going to look at those photos, right? Look at that, me having a good time at whatever, like Metal Tour of the Year. And some parents somewhere would have a problem with that, right? Like, I just don't get it. I mean, it's kind of like, some of those, they'll have teachers or like certain people where they'll like post pictures of themselves like in a bikini and like they go nuts and the parents are like, oh, she shouldn't be a teacher. It's like, what the fuck? Anyway.
Yep, it's ridiculous.
You said dick.
Yeah, I did. Ridiculous.
Yes, it's 2021, people.
Yep,
Exactly.
and I don't remember if I was told the story here or not, but I'm sure most of us have probably heard the story of when the mother of I think a teenager had run into Corpse Grinder and they had a conversation and he basically said, we don't do any of the shit we sing about. Those are just words,
Right.
I haven't smashed anyone's face with a hammer. And they ended up getting along and she's like, you're a really nice guy.
Dude, he donates stuffed animals to like kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, and This one actually came up, and it's kind of cool, man.
Hmm?
You posted this story about some former members of Death.
Yeah, they're gonna play Spiritual Healing in its entirety at a Chuck Schuldiner tribute show. So James Murphy, Terry Butler, and for a pair of upcoming shows for the 20th anniversary of Chuck's passing. So rest in power, Chuck. I've been hearing some Death lately, and it's like I've said before, it's one of those bands I've never really gotten into, but it's not because of I can't get into them or anything. I just haven't taken the time to. But what I'm hearing lately, I need to get into it more. He's a master.
Yep, yep, absolutely.
And Matt Harvey from Exhumed Gruesome, he'll be joining on vocals and guitar, and Gus Rios from Gruesome will be on drums. So,
He'll be playing drums, not actually on the drums, though.
what?
He'll be playing drums, but like he's
Oh,
not like sitting on the drums. That'd be weird.
shit.
Dude, I'm sorry. That was stupid. I'm
No,
trying
it
to
was
be
good.
trying to be funny, but it's not working.
He could fart on a snare drum. Sounds for you, David.
All right. Giggity, giggity. Oh wait. Okay. Now I don't know anything about this next one. I know you. I think you've talked about it in the past.
Not this
Um,
particular one.
so this brand you haven't?
This is the first I've seen of this, but we have
Okay.
talked many times about bands doing beers, and Bloodletter is with Old Irving Brewing Company and out of Chicago, and
Okay.
they have a new beer out. It's called Bloodletter, of course, and it's a red India Pale Ale. The can obviously looks very metal, not like aluminum, but the artwork. But yeah, looks really cool. I'm gonna hope to see that in a store and pick it
Awesome.
up and drink it.
That's awesome. Sorry, I don't know my yeah, I don't know my beers.
Nope, you're the coffee metal guy. I got the
That's
beers.
right. That's right. Very cool.
Yeah.
And let's go and um, we're gonna jump into some new releases now. And this first one, I don't know how they can be so good. To be honest with you, like
Yep.
we saw 'em just a few weeks ago at Metal Tour of the Year Trivium.
Hmm.
Their newest release came out last week, In the Court of the Dragon. And what are your thoughts, man?
I'm gonna start with my thoughts on Trivium. I know I've said a million times I love Trivium. I love Matt Heafy, all the guys. Um, I love their first four, absolutely. And then I think I haven't enjoyed them as much since Shogun, but I still respect how awesome they are as musicians. They're cool people from what I've seen, and I know they're so talented, but the music isn't my favorite. I still enjoy it, and some of their songs are just awesome. I mean, they're so fast and well written. And epic. I mean, they're huge songs, and I absolutely love Trivium. I just wish I loved their music more.
Right. And
And I'm
so
not I'm not saying like they sold out and went a different way. They just went a different way that I'd try to follow, and I'm just not as big of a fan as their early stuff, but absolutely
yeah,
love them.
yeah, totally. I think so I got into them, I mean, early on, again, Shogun, but then I will say that I actually Silence in the Snow, In Waves, that's where I think I became more of a fan, in all honesty.
Mhm.
And this new one is just it's so good, and I can't get enough of one of the tracks on there is just brilliant, and this is Feast of Fire. Oh, that riff, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude, I just dig it, man. So that was Feast of Fire off their newest release. and the Court of the Dragon. So I'm a fan. So I think you mentioned. So this one, you think it's more back to their earlier style, or what do you think?
Not necessarily back to their old style or their early days. I think it just seems to have a little harder of an edge than their previous What the Dead Men Say.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Got it.
but
Yeah.
absolutely love them very much, and they're where they're at now from where they came from. I mean, I don't know, it's good. I
Yep.
don't
It's
know what to
good.
say, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been listening to that all weekend. Yeah. And to be honest, I still listen to every day. I'll play at least a couple tracks from the new Carcass. It's just so good, dude.
Yeah.
um,
Yep.
and yeah, this next one, actually, I saw it when it was live on Apple Music,
Mhm.
and we're talking about the 40th anniversary special, kind of an interview with Zane from Apple Music, and that actually is published to YouTube now.
Yep. That's the Metallica 40th anniversary. So it's I think it's an hour and 2 minutes or something. I watched it the other night, and it was really cool, in depth. And I don't know, I posted this on my Facebook page the other day because I just thought it was so cool that James Hetfield says Plan B is making sure Plan A works. I
Love it.
just thought that was
Yeah,
really cool.
that is very cool. You know what? I gotta make a T-shirt that says that, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one that's, I'm so about these, productivity tips and like these, self-help books and stuff. Dude, that is brilliant.
Mhm.
Plan B is to make sure plan A works. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you have? See, you got some new releases here.
Yeah, I mean, one of the first ones. So actually, I didn't even know there was a new album coming out by these guys until I saw the tour announcement, believe it or not. So this is actually three dudes that call themselves the Three Tremors. So those of you that may remember last year, they had so it's Sean Peck. He's from um, Cage and the band Death Dealer. Someone we all know, Tim the Ripper Owens, right?
Yeah.
And then also Harry Conklin. He was from Jag Panzer and Titan Force. Again, I gotta be honest, I'm not really familiar with those bands. Like, I mean, I've heard of them,
Mhm.
but not really that familiar with them. Cage is awesome. I've listened to Cage with Sean Peck. Cage is cool. I got a few of their releases, but
Yeah.
they have a brand new release um, called Guardians of the Void, and this is actually going to be dropping November 5th. But they have their new single called Bonebreaker that just dropped. I love it. So, yeah, so I'm curious, I got the other one. Again, I think I'm like I said, I do like, more of the rough vocals and stuff too, right? But I
Mhm.
still am a fan of that, you know, kind of a more clean, vibrato, stuff like that. So it's cool. And if you have a band that kind of mixes them together, boom. It's kind of like Trivium. Trivium does that a lot, right? He'll have good melody in there with some vibrato, and then he like
Mhm.
then breaks into some.
Yeah. So is the singer, is he the guy from Jeg Panzer?
Well, all three singers they switch off.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I said I haven't heard Jag Panzer for quite a while, but it sounded similar. I think, and Chris Broderick used to be in Jag Panzer, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes, I remember. I think you talked about that. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Harry Connick Jr. Conklin. Sorry, Conklin.
Conklin.
Irish Tommy Conklin.
Yeah, well, and that kind of leads right into the concert calendar. So
Hmm.
they just dropped the Three Tremors Guardians of the Void tour, and they're going to be here in town. Again, we'll have links in the show notes where you can go ahead and check and see if they're going to be in your area. If you want to go check out Tim and these other guys, just kind of just man. I mean, sometimes it's just so powerful, right? It's just really good stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Another tour that's coming is, and again, I'm not super familiar with like her solo stuff, but is Hurricane Nina, right? So Nina Strauss
Yep.
is she actually just dropped a couple days ago the Winter Wasteland tour. So again, her solo tour all through like the winter here across the holidays, and again, going to be here locally in St. Paul. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be fun to kind of see live, right?
Hmm.
And so actually, in that show, actually here is the day before we jump on an aeroplane going to San Fran for the big Metallica show.
Oh
Woohoo!
yeah, that's gonna come quick.
Yes. So yeah, so those are a couple concerts that I know are coming up that I have. Um, I have tickets in my cart. I'm just debating do I click buy now?
Yeah, and I believe it was it Metal Sucks. She was the she was the guitarist of the year like 2, 3 years ago.
I don't recall that, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
Mhm.
it was awesome. Her last Pandemonium, like one of the tracks, like from her last solo, it was awesome. You know.
Mhm.
So let's go ahead and see if you can trip me up with some trivia. I mean, I know you can, but
Yeah, a little back in the Machine Head days, way back. Logan Mader was guitarist for the first two albums. Do you remember where he went? Which Roadrunner label mate he went to after Machine Head? Dig deep. I think I mentioned this a long time ago. I'll be right back.
I don't know. Anybody watching live? Do you guys know? Go over it once again. What's the question again?
Which Roadrunner Records label mate did Logan Mader go to right after Machine Head? And I believe I told the story of when
God,
actually it was at this tour
you did.
when Rob Flynn was kind of talking shit about him and started playing a riff from the new band he's in. So let's see if anybody out there knows.
I can't remember, man.
What year does that say? I don't even remember. It was a good show. I think it was Machine Head, and they were back in their like new metal days when they had the blonde spiky hair and the orange jumpsuits.
Yep, yep.
And it was Primer 55, and I think Fear Factory might have been there too at the Quest. If you remember the Quest.
I do. I do. I give up. I give up.
Year of the Dragon 2. Oh, it doesn't say the year. So.
My metal knowledge just is not as it's not as deep as yours, man.
Would it help if I told you it's one of Max Cavalera's 20 bands?
Oh, was it? So like he
Mm,
went to like Soulfly or something?
that's the one.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah. So I'm going to take that right into our back in the day. And one of my favorite albums of all time,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What did you say?
Back in the Day.
Back in the day, well, it was back in the day, and if you weren't there, it doesn't matter anyway, because you wouldn't understand.
There you go. We just got that in there.
You can edit that.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick with Machine Head and go with one of my favorite albums of all time, The Blackening. I can go back and listen to this anytime. Every song on it rules. That was an I don't know if you consider this their biggest comeback or if it was Through the Ashes of Empires, but Through the Ashes of Empires is kind of a return to form. But I mean, this one took it to another level. And Aesthetics of Hate being a tribute to Dimebag, just Halo. I mean, every song rips. Wolves. So go check out The Blackening again and every single other Machine Head album.
And that's one thing too, is like, I mean, he is busy. Like they do those electric live jams like every Friday or
Yep.
whatever, right?
Yeah,
He
for like
was,
3 or 4 hours.
yeah, I mean, he was doing acoustic, and then they started plugging in, and yeah, he just keeps going.
Mhm.
I think it's probably a good little side hustle. Gets a little cash. People can tip him.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah, man.
I did hear something interesting too about their album Supercharger. How that's kind of one of their most frowned upon ones. And he was saying how that record has really, Rob was saying how it's really stood the test of time and that's still a great album. And there's so many live gems on it. And then I was thinking when we saw an evening with Machine Head was 2, 3 years ago, they played for over, I think 3.5 hours almost and didn't play a single song from Supercharger. So,
Interesting. I
yeah.
like Supercharger. I thought that was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got some good tunes on it. A little different of a style, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And we're gonna my selection as we go back in the day is uh is a band that I discovered from the Wiener. The Wiener had the cassette, I believe. And this is a band from 1992, their release called Fit to Be Tied. It was a power trio that was formed in 1987 out of Orange County. And this is a band called Aversion. And it's good. And this is one of the first tracks on that album. There's something about it. It's kind of like metal, but yet funky, thrash kind of stuff.
I'd say the vocals are a little funky, but I don't know shit about punk, so
Yeah, I think that album was really good. I mean, the whole album is really good. Again, the album's called Fit to Be Tied. This was their second full length album. They actually had three of them, but this is the one that really stuck in my head, and I listened to this over and over. Back when we used to. It was really cool because I think the Wiener he had like high speed dubbing, right? So I could go to
Mhm.
his house and I could like tape link cassettes and I could just like high speed dub a cassette onto mine. That was
Yeah,
like
I remember that.
that was like cutting edge technology.
Yeah.
All right. So as we look at today in the day, you have a
Good.
really cool band that we're going to look at today. What is this?
This is a thrash band called Raider, and they have an album called Guardian of the Fire. Came out last year, 2020, and they're death thrash from Waterloo, Ontario. Formed in 2017. Guardian of Fire is their only album out right now, but they are currently in the studio working on album number 2, and they're hoping to have it out yet this year.
And it sounds something like this.
Sounds exactly like this.
Ooh, double kick comes in, dude. That's awesome. I am almost
Yeah,
kind of reminded me of like a creator or something.
yeah, I could see that. Hear that.
That's awesome, dude. That
Yeah.
is going into my playlist. That's awesome.
All right, I'm just waiting for the guest I mentioned. Got some follow-ups. Reminder of some upcoming shows if you're in the Twin Cities area. Saturday the 16th. It's Agony Reigns, Reaping Asmodea. are playing in St. Paul, and then not too far away in St. Paul is what we talked about last week: King Goro, Pursuit, and who am I forgetting? Shoot.
I don't know.
All right. Here's our special
Oh,
guest. This is my daughter,
yes.
Daphne. She's 13.
Hello.
So
Hi,
yeah,
Daphne. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chris.
so your second metal show ever was last Saturday
Yes, it was.
here in La Crosse at the warehouse that we talk about often. And what'd you think?
I had a really great time. It was really cool seeing a bunch of local bands, especially.
Mhm.
And I really liked when he walked into the warehouse, you could just like feel the energy, like the
Yeah.
anticipation, and just everyone. You could really tell that everyone wanted to be there.
Yep.
That's
So
awesome.
first band was from the Twin Cities, Our Common Collapse. What'd you think of that?
I really liked them. I listened to some of their music beforehand, and I thought that they were great.
Mhm.
I had one of their songs, "Convulsions," I think it's called, on repeat for a while.
Very nice.
That was a good one.
And then up next was La Crosse's Soulless Skin, the two-piece. What'd you think?
I really liked their corpse paint that they had. I thought
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yep.
Um, they were really good. I was kind of surprised to see that they were a two-piece because their sound was just a lot bigger than two people.
Yeah. I think they actually showed up on random last weekend,
Oh, really?
right? I was listening. Yeah, so I listened to, I don't know if I was listening to Carcass at the time or whatever, but when it got done, it would just go on to something else random.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, who's this? And I looked and I'm like, hey, it's Soulless Skin. What?
Nice. Awesome. And then next was another band from the Twin Cities, Reaping Asmodea, a three-piece. And like you said, was Soulless. I've never seen videos of them or pictures, so I assumed there was like 6 people in the band because their sound is just so big.
It's like a solid wall of noise.
Yep, they're doing their sound check. And there's 2 guys up there, the drummer and the guitarist. And I know the guitarist has the 8-string guitar. It sounds like the bass at some points too. I'm like looking around for the bassist. I don't see him, and then I hear someone singing, and I look, and the front man's out in the middle of the floor doing his vocal check. And they get up, and sure enough, it's just the 3 of them, and they were awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah, played
Yeah,
a long set
One of these days, I'll have to get out to the warehouse.
for sure. What's its nickname?
The stair that took me a second.
Yeah.
The stair house. It feels like you're gonna fall down the stairs right when you get in. There's this giant staircase, and another
Yeah.
one the farther you get.
That's awesome.
And then the closing band they have ties to Washington State, but they said they're kind of from all over the place. And that was Enterprise Earth. And they were 4 dudes, 4?
I think so.
Yeah. And amazing, cool guys. And I don't know, what do you think about their appearance, like how they're acting?
They were one of the smiliest bands I think I've ever seen. Like you get that whole heavy metal image, like big scary people, and then they're upstage with the biggest smiles I've ever seen humanly possible.
That's kind of like local here at the Caboose. Jim, I think you've been to the Caboose.
Mhm.
I think it was with Gao. We saw Karak Angren, and they all had like corpse paint, and they're just super like, it's this theatrical performance, super scary. And then afterwards, I know Gao went over and got his picture taken with the band, and they don't have their makeup on, and they're like the happiest, nicest guys you could ever meet.
Do they have cats too?
They do.
Yeah, this is our cat Slayer.
We have Slayer and Daphne. What a treat this show.
Yep, we saw a poster for, what was it? What's her
Oh,
name?
Danger Prone Daphne.
Danger Prone Daphne had played the warehouse. They have posters from, not all their shows because they've been open 30 years, but just all the walls are covered with show posters, and we found a Danger Prone Daphne.
That's awesome.
That
Do you
was
know what-
exciting.
Do you know what that's from? Daphne, do you know what that's from?
I don't think I do.
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo. They used to call Daphne Danger Prone Daphne because she would always, trip, fall into the secret door where the mummy is trying to get the coin.
You've only seen the newer ones, right?
I don't even know if I've seen those.
Ah.
I haven't watched a lot of Scooby Doo.
Ruh-roh!
So that was our last Saturday night. It was a great show, and we'll be returning there at some point. So,
Awesome. Very cool.
Daphne, everybody.
Yep.
Thanks, Daphne.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Very cool.
That was awesome.
Metal dads and metal kids.
Heck yeah. Very cool. Well, I think so. Any other follow-ups?
I don't think so. I think that'll wrap it up.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching live. Thank everyone for hanging out in the chat room. It's so awesome to see you guys interact in there. Thank you everyone for taking time out of your day. Also, thank everyone for listening on your podcast. And we absolutely would love it if you would go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. It'd be fantastic if you do. And then we want to hear from you. Go ahead and leave us, a note, a message. You can email us at thethrashreport@gmail.com. You can find archives of all of our shows, links to all of our socials at thrashreport.com. Thank you, everyone. We really do appreciate it. And we will see you next time on the Thrash Report.
Thank you.